Welcome to Baker Makes It. My name is Zach Baker, and in this video we are continuing work on my 1971 Holiday Rambler. We're going to be working specifically on these emblems. These are the old plastic ones. We're going to replace these with some new metal ones, and we're going to give them a fresh coat of paint. So these plastic emblems are what came on this thing when I got it. They're twisted, they're warped, they're broken in a number of spots, and they're very, well, I'm gonna make a liar out of it. Here we go. They're brittle. They've been sitting in the sun, and at some point Holiday Rambler started with these plastic ones, whereas before they had a couple different styles of these metal ones. When I started this project, it just was a mission that I had to find these, and I was able to find 4 of them total. So today we're going to try to restore 3 of them, and we're going to do them a little different than how they used to be. You can see on this one there was red and black paint in the letters. There's also white around the outside. On 2 of the ones I got, there's a little more white left that you can see. But I just don't think the white's going to look super good with my color scheme with the silver. So I saw a picture that someone in the Holiday Rambler Facebook group had done where they did an all gold background, and I think the letters were silver, and it just looked so clean. I had never thought of that, and it just seemed like such a great idea. So we're gonna flip-flop it a little. We're gonna do silver where the white was, and then we're going to do gold on the inside. And then all these raised parts that are silver now, we're gonna keep silver. And so what I've done is I came through with a grinder with a sanding disc on one as a test and just knocked off all the chrome, and that worked pretty well. So not the prettiest, but the goal was to just get that pitted chrome off that a lot of these have. So we're gonna take the other 2, we're gonna do the same thing. And then what we're gonna do is get in the paint booth, we're going to spray primer over the whole thing, and then we're gonna, again, sand off the high spots. And then finally we're gonna mix up the silver, and we're gonna mix up the gold, and we're gonna actually hand paint all around here. Hopefully the hand painting works okay. It's metallic, so that might get a little funky. But the thinking would be hand paint, one final sand, clean it all off, and then clear coat the whole thing. So that way the brushed aluminum look that's captured from the sanding on the high spots is protected and doesn't start to oxidize like crazy. And then the metallic paint will have the clear coat. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Let's dig into this. All right, that went pretty well. All the chrome buzzed right off. Now we're gonna use our diamond cup disc. This is what we use to scratch the anodized up before we painted on the trailer. This is kind of a specialty disc that we happen to have at work. Not real common, but this works really well for getting in tight spots without a lot of kickback. And so I'm gonna clamp these down and just try to clean up all the low spots and just give them a general scuffing before we prime them. All right, it is the next day. We got all these primed yesterday. they turned out really well. That really kind of hid some of the imperfections. They're just looking a little freshened up now. So next step is going to be to come along and sand. So I've done this to one, just a block of sandpaper. I'm using 120 for this, a block of wood with a little piece of paper so I keep it flat. And I'm sanding all of the high parts there. You can kind of see it in the light, just to get that layer of paint off of that part. Once I've done that to all three, we're going to spray this with silver, the same silver that's on the camper, front and back, edges, all of it. And then we're going to hand paint gold in all these letters. We'll let all that dry. We'll sand it again, knock all these high edges off, try to get it looking good. There's a lot of sanding scratches. I don't know that I'm going to try to get them perfect, but I want to get them evened out a little. And then finally we'll clear this thing with a couple coats of clear. So that's the goal for today. I'm going to keep sanding here, and we'll see if we can get these done today. Okay, we've got our base coat on, the silver front and back, and we're just gonna let this dry up a little bit, and we're gonna come in with paint brushes, paint the gold in, and then probably let it dry for an hour or so we can put it down and sand off all the high spots again before we clear it. We are getting there. All right, we've been working on painting the gold paint in. It's been a little bit of a challenge because we're using automotive paint that's meant to be sprayed on, but it just would have been really hard to mask this. And so you can see, looking at this, you can see the brush strokes here and there, but that's okay. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. We're gonna let this dry for probably 45 minutes or an hour, come back, sand all the high spots again, and then we're gonna put some clear coat on it, and these things are gonna be done. That's a wrap. Clear coat's on. It's a little hard to see the reflection here, but everything turned out real nice. Should be protected. See if I can, yeah, there's a little shine. You can see my reflection there. So we got a nice reflection on there. You should be protected. So we're gonna let these cure and then we'll get them on another day. All right, now's the fun part. We are gonna put these things on. I just did the other side just to make sure the process was good. This has 2 less holes than the original. This had 6 holes because it was plastic. However, it seems like the factory didn't change the layout too much. So if I hold this up, the holes are very close to the same. So what I did on the other side was I just started with the top 2. I put one in, drilled through, put the rivet just sitting in there, did the same with the second, riveted them on, and then drilled the last 2. So let's go ahead and do that. There's not much to this. We're just putting some more rivets in. All right, I just realized on those other ones, I probably should have sealed up those 2 holes that weren't being used. I can get to both of them from the back. This one, on the other hand, has plywood in front of it. So I am gonna seal these 2 middle holes with just some, this is DAP Ultra Clear. This is the equivalent to the Lexel that I've been using for other projects. It's just a mineral spirit based caulk. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a glob on there, and then we will put that on top, and then we should be all sealed up on that. And then I'll go inside and I'll seal those other 4 holes up from the back. Well, there we have it. That is on there, and looks really good. It's really flat to the surface. Really happy with the color scheme. I think the gold, the matching gold, really came out nice. And there's our back one. So really pleased, really pleased. You know, this was not something that needed to happen right now, but something I've talked about with this project multiple times is that the mental game of staying invested on a project for this long is really hard. You know, we're many years into this, and for me, this was just a morale boost. It's just when I look outside and I see that emblem on there, that makes me feel really good. So we're gonna keep chugging along in the outside. It's a little crazy this summer, and I'm not gonna have a ton of time to work on this, so it might be a little slow on the videos. But next video is gonna be probably the water heater, which is gonna be kind of a complicated install. And then we're gonna start working on some of the lights and just buttoning up the outside a little bit. So thanks for sticking around. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to Baker Makes It. There's gonna be some more videos on this. This is gonna be a process, but hopefully there's something that you can learn from and you can enjoy just watching this thing come to life. So thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next one.